report, the most special of special reports for me. I've been excited about this for a very, very, very
Yes.
long time. Again, we are sorry that this is like, oh, what the hell's going on? Yes, we know it's been very much a snap kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're excited. We have been scrambling to get this out for you guys for a while, but it's kind of happening.
It is happening.
Yes, what's happening, Yannick?
I was so disturbed when you started, actually, because you said welcome to the special report, and
It is
so you
it's a-
to
oh, wait.
welcome to the state of the
No,
game. No,
it's
it's not. It's a special report. That's true. Something is happening today, right? It's Monday, and we're here. What is happening?
Yes, we have Matthew here. That should be a giveaway
Yes.
that something is happening.
All right.
What do you do, Matthew, here at right now? What's your
So
focus?
maybe this is gonna give a hint about what we're gonna talk
right.
about. But I'm a lead game designer on survival.
Wow. Okay.
Boom.
Yes.
So we're talking about no, that's okay. There you
All
go.
right. All right. Let's end it there. So yeah, there are two things we want to talk to you guys about. Survival is coming, and it's coming to the PTS
This
today.
afternoon. Yeah. So again,
all right.
we don't know exactly when that's going to get the thumbs up, but it's going to be a few hours away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's happening? So just so you know what to expect today, we're going to be here talking with Matthew about survival. So you'll get the first information about survival ever. We can finally talk about it.
Yes.
That's awesome. Then after that, I'm going to play on a build that won't be having a lot of people in it, but that will make sense as to why that's not problematic, but different. Anyway, you'll get that very soon. So we're going to be here for as long as we can. We'll do half an hour of the special report with Matthew, and then we're going to jump over and play some stuff. Okay? All right. I mean, we should talk about stuff. We should talk about stuff.
So good. So
All right.
just a quick heads up on. So we said PTS. So what's happening is we have the PTS that is being prepared right now, and that's the reason why things have been a bit last minute at the moment, because yeah, we're trying to make it ready, and it should be ready today. Later today, we're talking about a few hours from now. We'll confirm the time as soon as we have it, and if you're watching the stream, you'll get the confirmation on the stream directly. Because as soon as we know, we will let you know. The download, though, should be available right now. So you should be able to, if you already have a PTS client from the last PTS, you should be able to update it now. There should be a patch available.
Yeah, there you go. Someone's already, Viper3 saying 5.1.
5 gigabyte patch.
5 gigabyte patch.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so there you go. Just start your Uplay or your Steam. You should have a download available now. So you can start updating right now. There might be another update if we have to fix a few things before we open it. But yeah, start downloading it now. And for those of you who hadn't joined the PTS last time on PC, you should start now because you will have to download the whole client again.
Yes.
Those who already had a client, it's just an update, okay? You don't have to re-download the whole thing.
Can we talk about survival now?
Can we
Yes,
talk about survival?
Oh my God.
No, just two things I want to say about the PTS. Sorry, I have to be, the pragmatic one here.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, it's PC only again. We tried very hard to make it happen on console. We have made some good progress in that regard, but it's not ready for this round of tests yet.
No.
So survival PTS will only be available on PC. We couldn't make it happen on console just yet.
Yes.
That's the first thing. The second thing that we want to mention, so the PTS will open. Everybody, all PC players who own the Division will get access to it.
Yes.
But only Season Pass owners get access to survival. So the same restriction as what you get on a live game apply on the PTS as well. So survival is available to people who already own the Season Pass. And that's actually people who own the Season Pass on last Thursday, because we did the import on last Thursday. We will make a more up-to-date one in the next days. But as of when the PTS opens, it's going to be just, or to play survival, you will have to have owned the Season Pass since before last Thursday.
Yes.
But then the PTS is available to everyone, so there is also a free update 1.5 coming with it. This one is available to everyone.
Okay.
All right, that was my my boring part.
All right, Matthew, you can say some things now.
You can take my
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Absolutely.
Survival.
Yes, so exciting,
Okay.
guys.
So the story of survival. Like what will players experience when they jump in the first time? What's happening?
Yeah. So I can tell you a little bit about the context. So basically, context around survival is New York is preparing for one of the most brutal snowstorms ever.
Yep.
Everyone is hunkering down, but you learn about those antivirals that were left in the dark zone, and that's potentially something that we could use as a cure for the green poison. So the division dispatches a group of agents to the dark zone despite the snowstorm to retrieve those antivirals. That's the overall context.
Okay.
But of course, like every time a division agent climbs on a chopper, something goes wrong.
Something
Yeah.
happens.
You should know by now not to
Yeah.
get on a helicopter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, don't do it.
Yeah.
So as you're flying with your group to the dark zone, something bad happens, and there's a crash, and you're left alone, separated from the group, without gear, in a bad shape, pretty far from your goal. But since you're a division agent, you need to carry
badass.
on. You need to push on and retrieve those antivirals before anyone else.
All right.
So that's kind of the context for the game mode. So talking more about the actual gameplay experience, you will sign up for survival matchmaking. It's a multiplayer game mode. You will play with 23 other players, so a total of 24 players in a session. It's a session-based game mode, roughly 2 hours long, if you survive long enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, your goal is to get to the dark zone and retrieve those antivirals, and of course extract to safety with the antivirals.
Okay.
So
So you said 24 players,
yes.
but not in a dark zone, right? So that's
No, it's not in the dark zone. For survival, we are reusing the whole open world. The whole map is available to you. So imagine
Okay.
24 players in there, set in a like brutal
Yeah.
snowstorm.
So you can run across players anywhere.
You can run across players anywhere. Yes.
All right, cool. Obviously, people are starting to have a lot of questions. People saying like, today PTS survival? Yes, by the way, yes, and we'll show some gameplay
Yeah.
here first. So straight after this, that's going to be happening. 2.6 is freaking out. People are happy. But if you heard the story before, Matthew is kind of saying, and I don't mean to put words in your mouth, you basically start with next to nothing.
Yeah, you start with next to nothing. So
Alright.
as you'll see in the intro to the game mode, you gear up for a mission that is supposed to you walking into the dark zone. So you're protected. You have this hazmat suit protecting you. You leave your gear in a locker, and you just have a pistol and this hazmat suit. So you don't have great equipment. When you start survival, it's just you with a green gear, a pistol, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Nice. Some of the questions that I've seen, and we'll get to more of that information really, really soon, but a lot of people saying, oh, this sounds like PvP. I'm not interested in PvP.
yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It can be PvP if you want it to.
Okay.
But we have two game modes for survival. We have the PvP option, which is the classic,
Okay.
and then there's the PvE option for people who don't want to
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, but
So-
you can still group up, and it can still be slightly competitive in PvE as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's competition. It's 24 of you, and there's not resources for everyone. So you'll have to compete against other players, even if it's indirectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you won't be shooting at each other, basically.
You won't be able to kill each other in the PvE game mode. You will be able to help each other. You will be able to steal resources from others if you want to,
Yeah.
but you won't be able to kill each other.
All right. That's really cool. That's great for me because I'll just get destroyed. I saw a question from someone just a moment ago, and this actually goes to one of our next points. People say, solo. What happens if you're matchmaking solo? Can you matchmake as a team? How does that work?
You can do both.
Okay.
The matchmaking system is made in a way that if you matchmake solo, it will try to put you with other solo players, and if you're in a team with another team. So we try to keep things as fair as possible.
Okay, cool.
But you can still matchmake inside then. So when you're inside, not matchmake, but you can actually
Yeah.
group
If
on
you
the
meet
fly
if you
with
meet
people.
another player, you
Yeah.
can group up and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But although if you're in there with a group of 4, you can't add a 5th.
No, you can't. But you can
maximum
leave the
is
group
5.
and betray your former teammates if you want to, if that's your kind of trip.
All right. Additional mechanics
Yes.
in this game mode, because there are some.
Yes.
Obviously, you're managing more than just your health.
Yeah, you are. So again, there's a hint in the name. There are new survival mechanics. Your character is cold. Character is hungry, dehydrated, and sick. So those 4 mechanics are things you're gonna have to manage while playing survival. So at the beginning of the experience, your character is sick with an infection that it contracted during the crash at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's not the green poison. It's something that you can be healed
Okay.
from. but it's still gonna kill you within the end of the night if you don't extract. So the clock is ticking. You can find medicine and painkillers to slow down the disease, but eventually you will have to extract to be properly treated.
Yep.
Then we have hunger,
Okay.
which impacts your health regeneration, thirst, which impacts your vision and detection, and cold. And cold is
Cold's
super
the interesting
important.
one.
Yeah, cold is a big one, especially at the beginning, because you start with close to no equipment for the storm. Your equipment is pretty light. It's made for a short mission, but here you're stuck for like the whole night. So
Exactly.
beginning of survival is you know, scavenging apartments and trying to find better equipment to survive.
Nice. Actually, that's a good time, Peter. Can we bring up that danger screenshot down the bottom there? This one shows the cold a lot.
Yes, that's a good illustration of it. Yeah.
I like this one, and obviously people will probably notice a few other things in there as well that they haven't seen before. The
But-
blizzard's huge.
Yeah, but that's something that's super cool also, and maybe we can talk a bit about that. But it's like, we said it's the whole open world, so we're reusing the whole open world map of the Division. But since there is a snowstorm, it's been completely reworked to actually reflect the fact that there is a snowstorm.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of you guys that are used to just run around in the open world, it feels completely different.
You have to stay out of the cold. You'll have an impact on how cold you're getting. But so the extra thing with vanity items is the really interesting part as well.
Yeah. So all the vanity items you can find in the normal game have an additional layer to them. There's a cold protection rating on them now, and so if you find something that looks really warm, it's going to protect you better against the cold. So if you find, you know, those nice flappy hats, for example, or a warm winter jacket, it doesn't just mean that you're going to look better. It also means that you're going to be protected from the cold. You're going to be able to spend more time outside.
Yeah. So how do you get things like, you know, those vanity items, which aren't just vanity anymore? They're, you know,
Yeah, they are actual
they're
equipment.
stats that are required.
So at the beginning, like we said earlier, you start relatively weak. You just have a pistol. You don't have a lot of equipment. So your best bet is to explore and scavenge. So all those empty apartments that you can find in Manhattan, they will contain some useful stuff for you. They will contain food, they will contain water, and they will contain, of course, clothing that will help you fight the storm.
Nice.
So that stuff is really cool. If you on your way there, if you don't have any like warm clothes, you'll be able to use those apartments as shelters. But there are also, you know, fire barrels that you can light up.
Yeah. So you like be sitting on top of the, you know.
Yeah, you have your
fire barrel,
character
like
trying to warm up a little bit.
It's
And
so
those
good.
are pretty cool because you can see them in the distance, and you can see like sometimes a few players hovering around the
Grenade.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lots of good stuff. Actually, so there was actually a segue in there because you can find stuff. There are also helicopter crashes that I found. Like that's a really good place to find stuff. But you can craft things.
Yeah, crafting plays a big role in survival. So you'll be able to find a lot of crafting materials. You'll be able to, like in the main game, to deconstruct everything you find that is not useful to you anymore.
Perfect. So this is one of the indoor crafting tables that you'll find in the hideouts, because there are hideouts all over the map, right?
There are hideouts. So the hideouts are, if you think of the little safe rooms in the dark zone, they're kind of the same vibe. They are abandoned buildings, abandoned apartments where you're safe. And each of them has a crafting bench where you can craft a lot of different things.
But these hideouts will be environments that people haven't ever been in before, right? There's a lot of new art created for this. In addition to like the new hideouts, which people will have never gone to before, and there's some really cool ones, there are some additional like things our tech artists have been working on. My favorite is when you take cover on a car that has a lot of snow on it. The snow will like sheet off it. Oh my god, it's so cool. You'll see it really soon. People are asking about gameplay. We're going to show gameplay after this. We'll actually have to take the stream down for like 10 seconds, and I'll jump over to the other computer and bring it back up. But we will be showing gameplay all day, as long as we can, basically. And then you guys will be on. You'll be able to play it if you have the season pass for survival people, and all sorts of cool stuff coming. Is this a state of the game? No, this is a special report. Hence why Yannick looks so fancy today.
So apparently somebody said patch is 7 GB, not 5. I guess that depends on the
versioning.
I don't know why actually. But anyway.
If maybe if you didn't download PTS
maybe
2 or 3, you had like a different revision.
Really
anyway, there will be gameplay. You will be seeing some survival gameplay today.
And
really
also,
cool.
people asking for a release date. We are not going to give you a release date for survival just yet because first we put it on the PTS, and then we'll see.
One of the things we didn't kind of talk about, like you start a session in survival, you basically crash on the map, but where does everyone start?
Yeah,
It's kind of
so
important.
everyone starts, basically there are a lot of start locations all around Manhattan, but you always start from the edge of the map and your goal is to go to the dark zone. So you'll progress through the map. All players are spawned in the same vicinity, so we make sure that you will meet some other people and they will converge towards the dark zone. And the way the game mode is structured, the edge of the map is where the enemies are weaker, and the center of the map is where the enemies are stronger. So there's a progression in difficulty. There's a ramp up with the gear. Of course, fighting enemies, just like in the main game, is gonna award you some better gear.
Yeah.
So you'll ramp up to being strong enough to enter the dark zone, which is your final goal.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I think that's something because we don't think we haven't really said that very clearly, but because you said the enemies are weaker at the beginning, but that doesn't mean you should just run your way to
No.
the enemies and
No.
YOLO it completely.
I guarantee that when we jump on, I've done a few test runs, and I'm like, I can handle this, and I get destroyed.
Because
Yeah.
just to be clear, I don't know if we've said it, but if you die in your survival session, it's game over.
Yeah.
It is mostly, unless someone's nice enough to save you.
Yes.
But you can self-revive with medkits too.
You can from downstate, so that's a new thing. You can self-revive for medkit, but you have to keep in mind that medkits in survival are much more rare than they are in the normal game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So medkit is a very valuable resource in survival. You can use them to revive yourself, like we just said, but you can also use them to revive a friend or a stranger if you want to maybe team up with them.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Oh, there's so much to talk about. I can't wait to show you guys. This is
Will
going
it
to be
be
so
a green
cool.
pistol? Yes, the pistol you start with is a green. And
Yeah.
by green, we don't mean like green gear set cannot teal green. We
No,
mean
like the old
the other green.
So
scrub green.
you start from scratch basically in survival. You have really low-end gear. At the
This
beginning,
so
you're
much.
you have to pick your fights. You won't be able to fight everything. If you see one of those, pro tip, Amish, if you see one of those flashlight patrols on the streets,
Be confident.
Yes.
Like
Or run.
they are tricky. It's
like
those are really difficult.
Pick your battles.
Exactly. Sealed caches. If you find one of those in the dark zone, what happens with them?
yeah. So the seal caches you can find in the dark that contain really good stuff. You'll be able to extract them with yourself at the end, and open them and use them later in the main game for any activity.
Exactly. So this is the cool thing. Like once you've finished your survival session, there's a few things that can happen, even if you don't extract, even if you fail. We'll get to that in a second. But let's say you get out in the extraction, you picked up gear, and like sealed caches and that sort of thing, and you take those out, and it gets back into the main game. So there's that loop feeding back in, which is super cool. What happens? Say if I die. Half an hour in, I've killed some guys, I've picked up some blue items, some purple items.
Yep.
What would happen then?
So as you finish a session, you'll go to a reward screen where you can see your score, and the score is based on a lot of different factors. So even if you don't succeed and extract, you will still receive some points based on how well you perform. So if you kill some NPCs, if you gathered some gear, you will be awarded some rewards.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, because there's, I think, 5 reward tiers?
There are 5 tiers here, and the top tier, tier 5, is going to award you with a lot of stuff. So if you manage to score well and extract sealed caches, it's going to be a good amount of loot.
Yeah. Can we just remind people, because I see a lot of confusion regarding session and how does that tie into the main game. Can you explain again how does that connect with the main game, like with your character progression and like...
Yeah.
We talked about 2 hours session. What does that mean exactly?
So yeah, when you sign up for survival, it's basically you start a mission that can be up to roughly 2 hours. The duration of the session is limited by you being sick. So you have to extract before you die from the disease.
Yeah.
But imagine that you're playing a mission in this new Manhattan, and at the end of the mission you will receive your rewards. So it's not like a separate progression or anything. It's just a new activity for you to do.
Cool. But it does go to say, and this will be interesting, I guess, to a lot of PvP players, or a lot of people who are interested in PvP but haven't really had the time to grind out, a min-maxed gear set. They can jump into, and again, this isn't PvP only, but for the people who are interested in PvP, but maybe haven't put as much time into it yet, you'll be able to jump into survival, and you will be on the same level playing field as absolutely everyone because you have a green pistol.
Yeah, everyone starts with the same gear.
So
and
that's-
also what's worth mentioning is that
very, very
you
cool.
don't have to be level 30 to play survival. You can play it as soon as you get to the boo, you can play survival. So if you have some friends who want to join you and play survival, they don't have to level up a character to max level to be able to play.
Okay, all right. I see one of our live producers has entered the room. You're welcome to pass us a note if there's something important happening. All right.
It's just.
I'm always scared when like someone else comes in here and I'm like, oh god, what's happened? The world is burning. What else do we have here? We'll again keep looking at questions from you guys. What else do we have? So the sealed caches we went over. When you die, we talked a little bit about that.
Yep.
The final fight, and we probably don't want to go too much into this because there's.
Yeah, we want to keep some level of surprise.
We talked about maybe the extraction that you have when you flare gun and a helicopter arrives. Maybe it's not that simple.
No, it's a little different. So first of all, it's not like your dogs on extraction where you attach a bag to the rope. Here, the chopper is going to land and you're going to be able to board the chopper and extract yourself. Yes. But let's just say that the flare is going to attract something or someone.
Oh, skills available. Somebody's asking about skills.
Skills?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one's interesting.
That's a good one. So you start with no skills, but you can craft them. So you can go to a hideout and craft all sorts of different skills.
Yeah, so you and that's the thing that I found a bit tricky starting out because, and you'll see it because I still suck at this game mode. You don't have a first aid skill accessible straight off the bat. So maybe you want to craft something like that or some kind of utility first. Pulse is great.
Pulse is extremely useful,
Really,
especially
really good,
with the storm.
What?
So we got an update.
right.
So there's a patch coming on the PTS version, so you're gonna have to re-download the patch correctly.
Okay.
Oh, correct. Yes, I'm getting a nod. So yeah, for those of you that are downloading it now, I guess you'll have to download the patch again. Steam is not available, so you have to download it on Uplay. We don't have an ETA yet for the Steam players, so we'll let you know when this is available.
As always, this is live.
This is as live as it gets.
Yeah, and that's why you should stick around. And I really want to make sure that we stick around on this channel throughout the rollout of this PTS to make sure that you guys know as much live information as possible.
There's another note behind that says don't mention patch size, but I think that's from
That was the time when I said that the PS4 patch was 11 gigs, and it wasn't. Anyway.
No secret.
And
message.
we have a sad face. We have a sad face smiley behind Steam not available, no ETA. So this is touching us. And
we have a question here that we mentioned before. Do we need the season pass to play on the PTS? You don't need the season pass to play on the PTS, but you do need a season pass to play survival on the PTS. If you are playing 1.5 on the PTS or non-survival content, and think of non-survival content as similar as non-underground content. It's kind of parallel. But there's a lot of stuff that you can still experience. We haven't even talked about it, and we probably won't. People are going to discover it for themselves, new weapons and other stuff.
Yeah. Boom.
There's too much.
There is a free. But that's the thing. There is, because I see a lot of people asking about bugs and balancing and stuff like that. There is a free update 1.5 coming with this update as well. We'll have asking about patch notes. Yes, we'll have patch notes published on the PTS forums today. They are not up yet, but they will be put live today. And yeah, so we have a bunch of other things coming with 1.5 for those of you that won't be playing survival. We talked about like new weapons and these kind of things. So that will be also all in the patch notes.
Yes. MG5, I do not know about that. There will be new weapons. As to what they are, you will find out very soon. PTS forums, not yet.
No, so as far as PTS forums go, so we are working on them. We're going to open them hopefully as soon as the PTS opens, or maybe a bit later. But today there will be PTS forums, so the feedback will be working the same as what it was with the previous PTS.
We do, yeah, we said that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did mention. We're getting a reminder again, a paper reminder about the season pass.
Thanks, Kevin. You can come say hello if you want, but that's fine. He's got to run off. Just a reminder that survival is only available on the PTS to season pass owners, and this is
those of you who had the season pass up to Thursday last week. So if you bought the season pass after Thursday last week, you won't get access to it just right now. We will need to re-import this data later this week. So that was the reminder we're getting. And now I was talking about PTS. So yes, PTS forums are going to be coming later today. We will be, like last time, we'll have some agent brief threads there to tell you guys what to test. We will have some surveys for you and all this kind of stuff. All your feedback will have to go there. As far as how long will the PTS stay open, we don't know yet. We'll see depending on how it's going. So yeah.
There you go. There's a lot to do. I'm going to show some gameplay.
Do we have a mod here that could please time out Micah Neo21? Thank you.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Because
Something in French?
He's not being nice in French, and unfortunately for him, there are 2 French speakers here, so we can read it, and it kind of hurts.
I missed it. So we're going to be here for 5 more minutes, and then we're going to start playing.
Interesting question.
What was that?
Are there any rogue mechanics in survival? No rogue mechanics.
So that's the thing. You will see on the map that someone has killed someone.
You will see on the map, you'll get a notification. You'll be able to see the location of that person, go there and decide if you want to save them or steal the loot.
The fun thing, or the interesting part of that is you don't know who shot first.
No, there's no way to tell. So you only know that
Were they defending themselves? Were they, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
But you'll be able to talk it through.
Yeah, you will be able to talk it through.
Yeah. Small thing also, the UI has changed a little bit. It's light on the UI. It's a little bit more moody. There's no minimap.
Yes.
So you'll have to learn to play without the minimap, which is really interesting.
Yes.
Yep.
There's also seems to be less indications just in general, and that was the
general,
feeling I got. It's very, very cool.
As we said also, finding your way around is kind of very hard, especially at the beginning, because it's so unsettling to see the open world map so different from what you're used to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's covered in snow everywhere. There is this snowstorm. The visibility is very low. So yeah, it's very.
And like you said, it looks amazing. I want to,
I can't wait for you guys.
Big up to the artist because they did such a great.
Oh,
work.
the artists killed it.
Oh yeah.
There's like I said before, there's new hideouts, new environments inside. Well, for people who missed it, you will now have access to the whole map, and you can run into people and all sorts of cool stuff. And we're going to be here for hours talking and showing exactly what that looks like. But for a few more minutes, we'll be here. We'll take a few more questions. But tomorrow, and I may as well just extend an invite to you. I'm going to be doing the podcast tomorrow morning. Are you available to just chat about, maybe some survival things, maybe about yourself, your hopes and your dreams, and
we can talk about survival.
Story of your life.
all sorts of things. I'll grab Matthew and we'll do a casual podcast in the morning.
PTS on now, can't log in. No, you can't log into the PTS just yet. It's going to be open later today, but you can start downloading the patch. There's going to be a new patch that's going to be re-uploaded later, so you might have to download another one after that. But you might as well just, if you're not using your broadband just yet, or your bandwidth, you might want to start downloading it.
Exactly. People saying, how long till we be on Steam? We don't have an ETA for Steam right now, but please stick around on the channel. We'll get information out to you as soon as we can. It's one of those days, where new information comes in thick and fast. So stick around. We will take the stream down for 30 seconds in a few moments, and then we'll be back really soon.
Do we want to very briefly talk about 1.5, because I see a lot of questions about that. So yes, to answer some of your questions, guys, 1.5, there is a new world tier 5 coming with it, new gear score, we have new weapons coming, we have new named weapons coming.
Yes, and other things too.
And we have some other things, because, we can spoil it anyway.
Do it. People are going to find out really soon anyway.
We also are implementing named gear pieces.
So those aren't gear sets.
So it's not gear sets, it's not weapons, it's gear pieces that are named and that have a unique talent.
So maybe Joe Ferro has something
maybe
that you want.
So yes, we have a bunch of stuff like that also coming with update 1.5. We have some balancing things also coming with it. I'm trying to think.
People freaking out now.
So that's just the small things aside. That one is the free update available to everyone, so not just for survival DLC owners. What is there? Is there something else I forgot in 1.5?
Probably.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, but
yes. There you go. There's a lot. Anyway, much to freak out about. So much so that
somebody was asking though, and that's an interesting question. Does the survival game modes Is it linked to the world tiers you select, or is it completely separate?
No, it's disconnected from the world tiers. Everyone can play together. So if you...
Say I never have a level 30. Like I've never leveled up a character to level 30. Can
Yep.
I still...
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be able to play together. For example, if you are a new player and I have a max level character, we'll be able to group up and sign up for survival and play together.
Great.
Yeah.
So yeah, if people haven't even picked up the division yet, you could jump into survival day one
Yeah.
and experience it the same way as someone who's been playing for a long time, which is really, really cool.
And you will also, as part of the reward at the end, you will receive some XP.
Okay.
Ah.
So you get XP.
You could, hang on. So wait, you could be level 1 and play survival and level up your main character.
Yeah, theoretically, you could do that.
Okay.
Yep.
So you get XP. You also get item rewards. We talked about it, like when you're depending on your rank,
Yep.
when you end it, and also with what you extract from the dark zone.
Mhm.
How's the gear score working for this then? If we are not linked to a
The gear score is based on
Rewards.
the character opening the crates.
so you'll always get something relevant for your main character.
Yes, yes.
All right. Wow, so many questions.
Good.
And we'll have lots of questions throughout the day. Matthew, this afternoon you'll be able to spend some time with us down here, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If you need to have lunch and that sort of thing, we can do that too. But we'll be around this afternoon, a combination of us, maybe some other people, playing on the build to show you a little bit of things going on. I think people want to see
Yeah, I
stuff.
think.
Yeah.
We should probably go-
Eventually, we have to show it.
yeah, we can talk about it for a long time, but we may as well show people. I don't know if people want to see stuff, that we can do that. All right. Anything else before we go and do that? I think I'm too excited to even think. I've been dreaming.
Again, just
Yeah.
a recap, I guess, for the PTS thing, because we'll probably have to repeat it a lot. So yes, PTS is coming later today. You can start downloading the patch now. The PTS forums will open also today. We'll have patch notes put there that will include survival, but also all the 1.5 things, because this will come in the same time. The 1.5 changes will also be available on the PTS, so you don't have to, or you can test survival, but you can also test 1.5, of course. That will be part of the things we will ask you to test anyway.
Yeah.
PTS is not available on Steam just yet. We're working on that. We don't have an ETA. It might be later today. It might take a bit longer. We will see. Is there anything else? PTS, unfortunately, PC only. Sorry, console players. We are still working very hard on making this happen, but the time frame was too short between 1.4 and 1.5 to actually sort it. So we still can't make it for console just yet, but maybe later. And again, the DLC ownership applies, so that means that on the PTS, to be able to test survival, you need to own the Season Pass.
Yes.
You can access the PTS without Season Pass, but you need to own the Season Pass to access survival. And you need to have owned the Season Pass on last Thursday. Those of you who bought it afterwards will not have access to survival just yet. We will need to re-import the account data, which will take place later this week.
There you go. What he said. That's it. All right.
I'm out of breath now.
Okay. All right. Let's go play.
Let's
Awesome.
go play video games.
All right. We'll see you guys soon. Don't go anywhere.
Don't
okay?
go anywhere. We're just like
The stream will go down for a second. We'll be